Hey Vibe Tribe, Lauren here with Good Vibrations, Complete Health and Wellness. Today I'm going to guide you through a very down-to-earth, hip-opening sequence for shadow work. Okay, so if you are in the spiritual, self-discovery, self-awakening kind of route in this world right now, I can pretty much guarantee that you've really touched on some deep shadow work. However, this work can be really uncomfortable. It can make you feel really dark, at a dis-ease kind of feeling, and it can make you feel kind of low energy, low vibe. Now, this doesn't mean that this kind of work is ill-fitting. There is no ill desire to shadow work. This is all about bringing the darkness to the light, bringing light to the darkness, to really help to bring the two together, for them to mold together, for you to feel all parts of you, to love all parts of you. However, we are energy. We are positive and negative, so we have plenty of highs and plenty of lows. And so this is just a beautiful practice to help support you, help you in this release. Exactly why we're doing so many hip openers today. If you are a member of my Move to Connect community, you know that I am all about connecting within and using our body to release, using our body to get deeper. And we do a lot of hip openers as they connect with our throat chakra, which is the seat of our emotions. So when we really begin to open up those hips, the emotions that we keep stuffing down, aka our shadow, is really forced to come to the surface. Okay, so maybe get some tissues handy, and I really encourage you to understand that this is a very safe space. Crying is a sign of releasing. You're releasing resistance, so let it all out. You are in a safe space. You are so loved, held, and supported. Give this to yourself. Honor yourself. So on top of some tissues, you're also obviously going to need to unroll your mat, possibly grab a water. And then I also recommend having a block or a large book, as well as a couple pillows. Couch pillows work totally fine. And then maybe even possibly a blanket to fold up for underneath the hips for any sort of seated positions. So go ahead, take some time to grab those props, and I'll meet you on your mat. Alright, my friends, we're going to begin in a comfortable seat. So go ahead and grab yourself a prop to help support you the best. This is when you could maybe roll up that blanket and place it underneath those hips. Sit up on your block or a pillow. Or you can just keep yourself directly down on the mat. You can even sit on the knees, whatever feels best to you. Please take your time to get comfortable. And when you're ready, you can allow those shoulders to go down and back, away from the ears. Allow them to soften into their pockets. Allow that chin to be parallel to the ground, maybe finding a slight little tuck. And then feeling that string pulling up from the crown of your head, your crown chakra, pulling you up nice and high. And as you really begin to connect with with the heavens above, then begin to feel the rest of your body just ground down. Without sacrificing any sort of form in your spine, you can just allow that belly to soften and relax. And then pulling that grounding energy up from the earth, allowing it to completely soften the toes, the feet, the legs, the hips, the belly a little bit more, the chest, the shoulders. Find some space in the jaw and allow the tongue to be heavy. Relax the cheeks and then gently close those eyes. Dropping in right here in this present moment. Just taking a few moments to observe the flow of your natural breath pattern. No need to force here, just breathe naturally. Watch that breath go in and out. So perhaps you're in the process of doing shadow work. Or perhaps this is to help you kick off some shadow work. Wherever you are, I invite you to choose right now an emotion of your shadow that you're working with. So there's multiple facets of shadow work, multiple layers. And your shadow are emotions that you keep pressed down deep inside of you because somebody has told you that that feeling, emotion, behavior, thought is inappropriate. Whether it be your anger, your sadness, any sort of deep-seated, quote-unquote, negative emotion that you keep pressed down deep inside of you. And so when we ignore the shadow, we're ignoring half of ourselves. We're ignoring our wholeness. Okay? It's important to love the dark just as much as we love our light. And if we don't, if we choose to continue to dishonor the darkness in us, it's harder to truly manifest our desires. Because no matter how much we think that we desire something, there's still this belief in our subconscious that's blocking us, that's telling us we're not good enough, that we're not deserving, that we're not strong enough, smart enough, whatever it may be. And so in order to bring wholeness to your life, we must dig up these emotions, dig up the things that we keep pressing down and allow them to come to surface so we can live equal parts, negative and positive, light and dark, yin and yang. So I invite you today to choose one emotion to work on and allow that to come to the surface, okay? And you can return to this practice as often as you need to continue to work through each individual shadow. So with those eyes still closed, bring up that emotion. And I invite you to see this emotion as a shadow part of you. See yourself standing in front of you, and perhaps you can even match the emotion to the age that this was created. Maybe it was the time that you expressed a lot of anger and you were told to, as a child, to go to your room and don't come out until you can act right. Perhaps it was a time of jealousy, lack of, whatever it may be. See if you can pinpoint the age of yourself when this shadow was created. And then see this person in front of you. What do they look like? What are they wearing? What is the expression on their face? And take a few moments here. Is there anything that they would like to tell you? Take a few moments to listen. And from here, let your shadow know that in this time now, you are inviting it to live alongside of you. your shadow anything else that you need. Lightly bat those eyelashes open, bringing this emotion with you, keeping this shadow alongside of you throughout the entire practice. And we'll take an inhale and reach those arms up overhead, allowing palms to touch, and exhale, pulling it down to the heart center. Let's do that one more time. Big breath in, we reach those arms up high overhead. And exhale down to heart center. Beautiful. We're going to find some forward folds in easy pose, Sukhasana. It's up to you. If you like to leave the prop underneath you for this, you can leave it there. I prefer to not, so I'm going to move my block to the side. Okay. And let's go ahead and take that left leg in front of the right. And inhale, lift your arms up high. On your exhale, begin to hinge forward at the hips. Nice, beautiful, long spine. And reach those hands down to the ground, and then the forehead follows. Okay, from here, if you need to bring the ground up closer to you, you can take that getting tongue-tied. You can bring your pillows in front of you and rest your left cheek onto the pillows. Completely up to you. Arrive here and breathe. Breathing into that left hip, beginning to softly open it while simultaneously grounding down into the earth beneath you. So as I mentioned in the introduction, I do a lot of hip openers when it's a time to release. So I want you to think about releasing all the times that you were told that this emotion was not appropriate. Releasing the times that you felt inferior, that you felt, for lack of better words, stupid because you couldn't control your emotions, or the times that you felt unheard, that you felt that you couldn't confidently express yourself. It's time to release everything that's no longer serving, so we can stand confidently in exactly who we are today, in all of our light, in all of our dark, because the person that we are today is perfect. We all have a message to share and a story to share. And in order to truly share that message, we need to show up in all facets of ourselves. Feel the protection of the earth beneath you, just knowing how absolutely guided, protected, and supported you are as you begin to release, coming home to you, knowing that you belong to you. You are everything you need. Inhale, slowly begin to walk your hands up to the body and switch your legs. So right leg comes onto the outside. And again, let's inhale, reach those arms up. Nice, beautiful, long spine. Exhale, take it all the way down. Hands meet and invite that forehead down. Again, option, have that pillow in between, resting the right cheek on the pillows. Wherever you are, just fold and breathe. No longer do you need anyone else's opinion about who you are or who you need to be. You know who you're here to be. You know what you're here to do. Be all of you. No shame. Peel off the masks. Be here, all of you. All of you in this moment. Breathing into this pose, breathing into the right hip. Beautiful. Inhale, walk it up to center. Let's take those legs out long in front. We're going to flex both feet, pointing those toes up to the forehead. Okay, and together, let's take those hands behind us, fingers pointing in, and roll those shoulders back and begin to press into those hands, really feeling that expansion in the heart center. Breathing into your light, breathing into your love, knowing that you are whole. And perhaps this is enough for some of you. But if you would like to fold forward, begin to release those hands and walk them in front. So you can allow yourself to just hang out where you feel the most comfortable. You can take your hands to the tops of your legs. You can take your hands behind the feet. You can take your hands onto the mat. Or some of you may want to take your peace fingers around that big toe. Take a couple breaths here. Try to keep that spine as long as possible. Your neck is an extension of your spine. Feel that length. Breathe into the space being created. Creating space for that shadow to live alongside of you. Close the eyes. Take nice deep breaths. Allow yourself to feel everything that you need. Allow yourself to release everything that you need. Inhale, begin to roll it up, release those hands, and find a straddle. Okay, take those legs about, 60%, 50% or so. No need to force it by any means. And again, we'll swim those hands behind, fingers in. As you take those shoulders back, begin to lift that chest, find that expansion. And again, for some of you, this may be plenty. And for others, you can begin to walk your hands forward, maybe once more grabbing the big toes with the peace fingers, walking your hands in front, keeping the hands on the ankles, whatever feels good. And just breathe here. And again, keeping the spine nice and long. We're here for 5 deep breaths. Releasing everything that's no longer serving. Creating space to bring back our wholeness. Beautiful. Release the toes, the feet, whatever you are. Bring yourself back up to center and then your legs back together, zipped up nice and tight, flexing the feet. Go ahead and take that right knee and bend it, and then taking your shin, the bottom part of your leg, and cradling it in your arms like a baby, okay? So you're going to gently rock back and forth, opening up that hip. Maybe draw some circles with that knee. Just rock it side to side, whatever feels good. Try to keep that left foot flexed the entire time, keeping an active leg. I keep getting so tongue-tied today. Sometimes I think that when we're doing the shadow work and cord cutting and all that, the ego once tries to get in the way. and tries to even do things like tongue tie you to mess you up. That might be a little out there, but I mean, it makes sense. Beautiful. Now place that right foot on the outside of the left leg for a little gentle twist. Swim that right hand behind you. Inhale, lift your left arm up high. Really push through that right hand and make yourself really tall, still flexing in that left foot. And then exhale, that left elbow goes to the outside of the right thigh. We'll inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. 2 more. Lengthen. Twist. Lengthen. Twist. Beautiful. Releasing. Come back to center, and the right leg goes out long. Okay, just notice now that the right leg feels longer than the left. Pretty funny. Okay, then we pull that left leg in now, grabbing the bottom portion of the leg, and we rockabye baby the left leg now, taking that left hip, opening it up really gently, staying active through the right leg, flexing the right foot. Drawing circles, doing what you need. And then we gently place the left foot on the outside of the right leg. Left hand swims behind, right arm overhead. Inhale, pushing through that left hand, right foot flexed, getting really tall. Exhale, twist. Extend and twist for 3 breaths. Extending, pushing through the resistance, and twisting into all of you, into the complete you. Beautiful. Inhale, back to center, left leg out long, both legs same distance. Ta-da, good to go. And let's take the bottom of the feet together, knees wide. Go ahead and just grab the feet or the ankles and inhale, sit up nice and tall. And you can stay here if this is plenty for you, or you can exhale and forward fold. And perhaps you press those elbows into the thighs just to open up the legs even more. Go ahead and let the head hang, shoulders round forward. Nice deep breaths here. Next, inhale, come to center, hands to the outside of the legs, bring them back together. Hands swim behind you, fingers pointing in, just taking those knees back and forth, windshield wiper. Releasing the resistance. Beautiful. Go ahead and come forward to tabletop. Take your time getting here. Find your alignment when you arrive. Fix your mat if you need. Okay, wrists under the shoulders. Spread those fingers out wide. Really pressing into the heel of the hand and all 10 fingerprints. Wrists under the shoulders. Belly button pulled up tight and knees are under the hips. Top of the feet flat on the mat. All 10 toenails making connection with the mat. As you take that left foot back, go ahead and curl those toes under. Find rocking motion front and back. Good. When you feel satisfied, come to center. Lift that left inner thigh. Big breath in. Exhale. Take your left knee to your left wrist and your right leg goes out long. We're setting up for pigeon pose. Okay, so if this just isn't working for you, hold tight. I will show you the other version in a moment. Okay, so pay close attention here. If your shin is not parallel to the top of the mat, you need to go ahead and point those toes. If it is, you can flex the toes, but pay attention and really do it because it will help protect your knee. Here you can take that block, a pillow or a large book, place it under your left hip if you need just a little extra support. You can also bring your pillows in front of you. Okay, wherever you are, go ahead and just come all the way down to the forearms and breathe. We're here for 10 breaths. Pay attention to the emotions that begin to come to surface because pigeon pose is a place that we really want to release. Things tend to truly come to surface here. Okay, so if you needed option 2, you're going to come down to a supine pigeon. You'll take that right shin parallel to the ground, cross your left ankle over the right thigh, and then interlace your hands behind the right thigh, gently pulling that leg in, both feet flexed. Okay, tuck your chin, shoulders down and back. Relax the face, and again, just remember those emotions. Pay attention to what's coming up to be released. And perhaps nothing's coming up to be released, and that's fine. You're still creating space for that shadow to live alongside of you. So let's go ahead and breathe here. Perfect. Inhale, come up to the hands. If you're on your back, stay there and just simply switch sides. If you are on your belly, go ahead and come up to the hands, curl the right toes under, and take the left knee back to meet the right knee. Both feet on the mat. You can go ahead and lift that left leg and open up your hip. Do whatever you need here that feels good. Drawing circles with the hip always feels nice after pigeon. Beautiful. And when you feel satisfied, left knee goes back down, and we take the right toes back, curling them under, front and back rocking motion. When you feel satisfied, lift from that right inner thigh, big breath in, exhale, right knee to right wrist, left leg out long. So remembering flexing the foot if your shin's parallel to the top of the mat, pointing if it's not. Placing the block underneath, grabbing those bolsters. Take your time to get settled in. Take a big breath in, get tall. And then exhale, come down to the forearms. Relax your head and breathe. Inhale, come up to the hands. If you're on your back, just release. And you can take your feet to the mat. We'll be meeting you there in a moment. Okay, take your right knee back to meet the left. And then stretch out that right hip. Do whatever feels good. Take your time. And when you're ready, let's swing those legs to one side and come down to the back. We have one more hip opener. And then we are finished. So come down to the back, pull your knees in towards your chest, and then set up for happy baby. Bottoms of the feet point up to the ceiling. Arms coming in on the inside of the legs, hands going to grab the outer portions of the feet. From here, you're really going to begin to press into the ceiling with the feet while pulling back down with the hands. From here, you can begin to rock side to side if that feels good. Just breathing here. Maybe you begin to try to stretch out one leg followed by the other. Just listen to your body. How else can you create space here? What do you need? And when you feel satisfied, go ahead and release those feet down to the mat, legs zipped up tight, and windshield wiper those knees back and forth once more. Just releasing the pelvis, the hips, the low back. Getting a nice massage in the glutes. And when you're ready, extend those legs out nice and long. Letting the feet surrender down to gravity. Arms go out wide, palms face up. Snuggle the shoulders under the heart. And tuck the chin in slightly. Just feel your entire body completely supported by the ground beneath you. Let it all go. Allow your body to soak up your practice. Breathe into all the space that was created by everything that was released. Know that everything you are, your light and your dark, everything that makes you you is perfect as it is you. It is your superpower. Nobody else is you. So if people don't understand your story, don't understand your journey or your behaviors, it's because they're not you. Honor all of you. You are deserving. Stay here for as long as you desire. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.